Hi, my name's Sakas, International Artistic Director at Tony & Guy London. And today, on our creative collection, Project 10, I'm going to be working on my haircut, Kai Love. The idea is to create a beautifully tailored undercut and internally maintaining length and weight to add softness, femininity, but at the same time a very futuristic look. To prepare the hair, we're working through with Label M's thickening cream. The reason why we're using the product as our cutting lotion is so that we can keep our sections really nice and clean, especially when we're working a series of different disconnections within the haircut. Also, it allows us to work from wet to dry, so to visually see how the haircut is being built up. So once I've applied the thickening cream, the sections go in. My first section is a radial parting, so from the crown to the top of the ear. From there we went into the fringe section. It's curved, so it mimics the front hairline, and this is going to allow me to disconnect the front area, keeping weight when I work in that slightly stronger, futuristic fringe. Internally, we have two subsections here. This is where we're working our softer layer to allow softness and femininity through the shape. Okay, so once we've got our sectioning pattern in, we're going to be starting first of all from the radial parting at the top of the ear. So working a diagonal forward section from the curvature of the head, elevating the hair out at 90 degrees, and our cutting line is going to be from long to short into the perimeter area. Now the idea of working this technique is to build up our weight through this curvature of the head, but keep it beautifully tailored through the perimeter. Now as I progress through here, the section now works slightly more horizontal, and it's this point where you can decide how heavy you want this weight to be. I'm still maintaining a 90-degree elevation, so you still have an element of softness through that line. I'm using the blunt cutting technique because again it adds to that tailored finish. And there's the final section, working into the front hair. So once completing the area in front of the radial parting, we're now working our way diagonally back. Again, using the pivoting motion. So working our diagonal back section through the curvature of the head. This is a crucial part of the technique to make sure that you have your discipline. So we continually work at 90 degrees, but there is that decrease in length as we work into the nape. This is what's going to finally create this very tapered idea from nape to the internal weight build-up. So the influences behind the Kai Love, with the ambition really just to integrate both couture and streetwear. The couture we take from London Fashion Week, which Tony & Guy are official hair care sponsors. And the streetwear I'm taking from the London club scene, and also the environment here at our London Academy, where our models that we cut in our demonstrations are all street cast, and predominantly are our fashion students, designers, and really have their finger on the pulse of what's happening within underground fashion. So with the last section now through the back area, we're still working at 90 degrees, but now what we're going to end up doing is crossing over into the opposite side of the nape. The idea here will be building up the weight on one side, but when we work the other, we'll cross back over, eliminate that weight, and build it up centrally through the back. So now I'm going to be repeating this over onto the opposite side. Coming through to the last sections through the nape area, you can see now how by working these diagonal sections back, we're crossing over, and we don't only have the guideline beneath us, but also the guideline from the opposite side, where suddenly the weight is being eliminated through here and you're building it up just through the centre back. what I want to do is keep still a softness through that front area, just on the hairline, but we're going to incorporate the strength just over the ear. Using an element of point cutting and blunt cutting to get the right combination of perimeter outline. As we work into the nape area, we want to keep that nice and soft. So here comes a very soft parallel point cutting, just to slightly eliminate length and let that just taper into a seamless perimeter outline. So now we've completed the perimeter outline, it's time to start internally. So starting from the crown here, elevating the hair at 90 degrees into over directed, using very deep point cutting so I can create a really nice separation, texture, and also a contradiction between strength in the perimeter and softness internally. The next section will be pivoted diagonally forward. Look for the guideline, keep our fingers behind the cutting line, allowing you freedom when working with your parallel